Good evening, Internet. The Real Shroom here playing Standard tonight, and Marvel Superheroes just released, which, hooray, I'm so excited. I'm really not a big fan of Universes Beyond, so tonight, in protest, I'm going to play a deck that harkens back to the very earliest days of actual Magic lore. Let's take a look at some Marvelous Merfolk. Okay, Marvelous Merfolk is an Azorius aggro deck based around, as you might have guessed, the Merfolk tribe. And why would you want to play Merfolk in Standard? Well, there's a couple of reasons, really. Probably the best one is just because Flood Pit's Drowner is such a good card, such an amazingly good tempo piece / aggro piece that just makes combat a nightmare for your opponents, makes it very easy to manipulate how your opponents can block you. It's just a great card that actually I think is good enough to be like a foundation of an aggro deck. The second reason why is because Merfolk, as is traditional, have a number of lords that are just creatures that boost up their entire team. So we have Mindspring Merfolk, for example, at 1 mana. Now, you do have to exhaust and tap at least 2 blue mana to make them into lords, and that makes them put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk. So they are, not really technically lords, but they effectively function as lords once they exhaust themselves. Then, of course, we have our Deepchannel Duelist, which are actual lords that give all of our Merfolk +1/+1. And then from the Marvel set, we got Attuma, Atlantean Warlord, 4 mana for 3/4. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, and whenever one or more Merfolk you control attack a player, draw a card. So the hope here is that with these lords, we can actually make our team of really aggro weenies and whatnot into lethal threats. So let's go over all the Merfolk in the deck. We need a good aggressive 1-drop. So we've got these Wander Brine Trappers, which are just Savannah Lions for 1 mana. They can tap and tap another untapped creature to tap a target creature an opponent controls. So this lets us control combat a little bit more, in addition to being just an aggressive 1 mana body. Then at 2, of course, we've got our Flood Pit's Drowners and our Lords. We got one of Harbinger of the Tide to, I think, works pretty well in combination with the Flood Pit's Drowners. Just for 2 mana, 2/2 that bounces a creature when it enters the battlefield, a tapped creature. Well, there's going to be a number of tapped creatures on the battlefield probably, since we're playing these Flood Pit's Drowners. So I'm trying this guy out. I considered using Sig instead as this 2 mana slot, but I thought the Disruption of the Harbinger might be a little better than Sig, which is kind of slow. And then going up to 3 mana, we have one of Adept Watershaper, who I just kind of like this guy. 3 mana for 3/4. Other tapped creatures you control have indestructible, so he allows us to swing our entire board into our opponent's board, and our stuff will survive. There's a little bit of anti-synergy with the Vigilant Flood Pit's Drowners. We actually probably would prefer it if they tapped, if we have this creature on the battlefield, but it's going to protect most of our stuff. Then we have one of Meander's Guide. It's a 3/2 cleric that when it attacks, we can tap another Merfolk to return a creature with mana value 3 or less from our graveyard to our battlefield. This just helps us recurse our Merfolk as they die, which they will, because everything dies in Standard. There's just a ridiculous amount of spot removal. Then, of course, we're running one more new card from the Marvel set. Namor the Sub-Mariner is 3 mana for a star 4 flyer. His power is equal to the number of Merfolk we control, which could be a big number in this deck. This card is not very good, I don't think. It kind of works against itself. Its other abilities that when we cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its cost, we create that many Merfolk creature tokens. So it's like, on the one hand, you want to play lots of creatures to make his power bigger. On the other hand, you want to play lots of non-creature spells to capitalize on his other specials. So I don't think he's a very good card, but we're going to play one of them just because he could be a huge power evasive attacker in our threat. Then we have in our deck. Then we have one of Eclipsed Marrow, is 3 mana for a 2/3 that lets us look at the top 4 cards of our deck when it enters, and we can choose a Merfolk, plains our island from them, and put it into our hand. So a little bit of extra card selection for our Merfolk. And then we got a little bit of interaction. We're in a Azorius deck. Actually, I should mention another component of our plan is we're running these Deeproot Pilgrimages. It's 2 mana for an enchantment. When one or more non-token Merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. I think this is another decent reason to go into Merfolk, because I think we'll actually create a lot of tokens this way just by attacking with all of our Merfolk. And since we have so many lords, our wide board of tokens is going to be a tall board as well, because our tokens are going to be like 3/3s or 4/4s. So I think this is actually a good card, and we're coupling this with Springleaf Drum, which is just another way for us to tap any Merfolk to add extra mana. I think this is going to be a good card for us to be able to deploy our threats and still hold up interaction and counter spells. Speaking of which, we're running a Spell Pierce. We are running 2 No More Lies. We are running a couple of Get Lost, which is kind of our only our only hard removal, which we'll see if that's just suicide, running fewer than 5 hard removal spells. We've got a little bit more Merfolk synergy with a couple of 6 commands. It's a 3-mana sorcery. You can choose 2. You can either create a token that's a copy of target Merfolk you control. This could be really good copying a Flood Pit's Drowner or one of our lords in the middle of combat or right before combat. We can make a creatures we control gain lifelink. We can draw a card, or we can tap a creature and put a stun counter on it just to free the way for a big attack. Now, I think this card is probably just worse than Practiced Offense that we're also running 1 copy of. It's another 3-mana sorcery, so these are kind of competing for the same slot, and I feel that Practiced Offense is probably 90% of the time just going to be strictly better than 6 command, just because the raw value that it offers, it can just win the game for you really on the right board if you have 5 mana available to cast it and recast it. So I think this is probably just a better card than 6 command, but since we're in Merfolk, we're going to run 2 Sigs for science. So that is the plan. We're going to go wide with boards of fish. We're going to beef them up with our lords. We're going to control our opponent's battlefield with tricks like the Flood Pit's Drowners. Total of 22 lands is sufficient, considering that we also have Springleaf Drums. We got a couple of Abandoned Air Temples and an Agna Qel'a, and a couple of Restless Anchorages for some tech. It is debatable, definitely, whether you want Reckless Anchorage at all. You really want your lands to come into the battlefield untapped early in the game, but I'm running 2 because it's a really good creature land, actually, and we are running 4 Cavern of Souls. Our Merfolk spells will not be countered. The sideboard contains additional counter spells for matchups, depending on what we need. We got a couple of annuls for those artifacts and enchantments, a couple of disdainful strokes as well. I'm more scared than ever of the big spells. There's more really scary big spells in Marvel, so we're packing disdainful stroke. We have No More Lies number 3 in the sideboard as well for some more counters. Restoration Magic is really a counter spell that we'll board in against decks that have lots of removal. Speaking of that, we got a couple of Crystal Barricades, which are also good against those decks, particularly the Lesson decks, where the Lesson players have to kill this card before they can kill our other creatures. It really sets them back quite a bit. Also protects us against heavy discard decks. A couple of exercises are here against artifacts and enchantments. 3 Rest in Peace are our protection against graveyards, and we have a second Meander's Guide in the sideboard against matchups where our creatures are going to die, like against black decks, and a 1 of Tishana's Tidebinder, just because this is a good disruptive Merfolk that can be very handy in some situations. So that is Marvelous Merfolk. Let's see if we have what it takes to actually be an aggro deck in 2026 Standard. If you want to support me and my content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below if you like off-meta MTG content. Mike Rune will be our first opponent. They're a prominent pioneer. We're playing some Marvelous Merfolk in Standard on the play. And yeah, this is a 1-lander. We can't keep that, unfortunately. Alright. We don't have a cheap creature, which really sucks, but we're gonna keep this and bottom probably the Practiced Offense or one of these 3 drops. I think Meander's Guide. Practice Offense might be good. Actually, let's be greedy and just bottom a land. Okay, Cecil. So we're against Dimir midrange. You think the elf may be good to be banned? Unsurprisingly, they had a removal spell for our dude. I think we'll play this Ellipsed Marrow. We'll grab Attuma. There are certainly decks where the drum is better, like the Momo decks, for instance. Kaido.
I've always got a new. The housewarming party has arrived. I've got you beat 6 different ways.
Okay, so we could be boring and practice offense and kill Kaido this turn. Or we could try to set up Deeproot Pilgrimage. Or we could Attuma. I think I like Attuma. Get Attuma active. We'll attack Kaido for 3. We don't get to draw a card because it only happens when we attack a player. Oh, that's a bummer. Deep Cavern Bat. Pilgrimage, and then they have a removal spell for Attuma. No, they just plus Kaido. I'll take it. Really think they did not have a removal spell. Okay. Well, let's play our Meander's Guide. Attack Kaido. They have to block with their bat if they don't want to lose Kaido. Alright, Kaido's down. That's something.
Worry. I've got an exit strategy.
We can double play the practiced offense next turn and make a huge attack. Or we could just try to recycle our Wanderbrine Trapper. Enduring Curiosity. Into Cecil. Alright, let's Pilgrimage. Let's do this. We'll give that guy double strike. We'll attack. Make a dude. Tap that guy. Get back our Wanderbrine. One's gonna take 8. We'll absolutely trade our Marrow for Cecil. Okay, they've left its Drowner targeting that guy. Alright, in response, I'll tap down The Enduring Curiosity. Tishana's Tidebinder. On the Trapper. Okay. We draw another Trapper. Well, let's play it. Practice offense. On us, we'll give this guy double strike, I guess. Just attack. Make a dude. Just gonna take it down to 4. Okay. Have we actually managed to go wide enough? Alright now. Can't target any of our hexproof
I've seen
tokens.
scarier things in a bowl of noodles. Your secrets didn't stay hidden for long.
It's rough in the current meta. Oh, yeah, it's fun to try different things. The hexproof tokens are sweet. Okay, they shuffle away their Flood Pit's Drowner. They're tapped out. So I think we can just make sure they don't gain life, right? Actually, I think if we just attack with everything, we're good, right? They have 4 blockers to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. I think we're thinking too hard. Math is for blockers, as they say. I believe they are dead. Because they're also taking damage for peaceful, right? Yep. Okay. So, Demir midrange. Well, let's get our own Tishana's Tidebinder. What else do we want? Crystal Barricade can protect us against, like, deep cavern bats. Restoration Magic and Meander's Guide number 2 for sure. Do we want to go so far as to Crystal Barricade? I don't think so. I think we want to stay aggro, but just bring in a little more protection. I think we'll cut one Attuma. Cut 1 6 command. It was really practiced offense that won us that game, honestly. This card is just absurd. Now, let's let one No More Lies. Just keep it aggro. Let's try this. Okay. Darn it. Unfortunately, we can't play our Mindspring Merfolk turn 1 due to our Agna Qel'a. We'll keep this, though. Yeah, unfortunately, it comes into play tapped. I wonder if we should have this at all. I did think we definitely want the Abandoned Air Temples. Agna Qel'a is more questionable. They have a bat. Takes Get Lost. Alright, well, we'll just play our Duelist. Requiting Hex. play that on Merfolk. I think we'll just play our Eclipsed Marrow. We'll grab a Flood Pitch Drowner. Bitter Bloom Bearer. Cecil. I forgot to board in Exercise, which I absolutely should. Let's play our Deeproot Pilgrimage. Let's attack. I'm just gonna Flood Pitch the Cecil. They chump. We're starting to build our board of weenies. Okay, opponent just passes. So they can make a fish token. Let's play a Mind Spring Merfolk. Sure, let's attack with all of our crew. Let's make a Merfolk. Shauna's Tidebinder. And just eat one of our 1/1s. We're gonna take 5. We'll play a Meander's Guide. Tap land. I don't like this position. Our opponent's board is better than ours, and they have cards. And they probably have a removal spell. So they use on the Mind Spring. Fortunately, opponent is pretty good at killing themselves with Cecil and their Glitter Blossom guy. Wanderline Brine Trapper. Well, we want to play that. We'll go to combat. We're gonna attack like this. We'll tap one of our dudes. I guess we can just tap this 1/1 token to get back our Lord. Actually didn't realize we had that Lord in our graveyard. I thought we were going to get the Mind-Spring Merfolk. I probably should have attacked with more creatures, given that fact. But so be it. We lose our Meander. They lose some life. We'll just hold up Agna Qel'a. We can untap our Hexproof guy. Alright, they activate their Soulstone Sanctuary. Okay, we'll eat the Tidebinder. Trade for the Soulstone Sanctuary. Day of Black Sun. Kill everything? Okay. Let's Agna Qel'a. Discard. And... well... Merfolk. Let's fire up the Anchorage. Which is not a Merfolk, unfortunately. Do we want to explore? Yeah, we don't have mana to use to cast Deeproot Anchorage. Anyway, Pilgrimage Drowner seems great. Okay. Fire up the Anchorage. She's the Sheriff. You got it. Make a fish. Fish for one. Gonna sack it to draw a card. Okay. Alright, we'll play our Flip Hitch Drowner. Uncounterable. Tishana's. Alright, let's Pilgrimage. Get lost the Tishana's. Attack. Oh, it doesn't tap the Drowner. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did we just lose to Flip Hitch Drowner's upside? Wow. That's heartbreaking. I can't actually activate Agna Qel'a because I don't have double blue. Oh man. That's so sad. Okay. I guess we're playing the tap land. Why couldn't we tap the Drowner? Oh, they have a Restless Reef. Attuma. Play Attuma. Alright. Well, that was very unfortunate. Yep, there's a little bit of an anti-synergy there. I mean, we have Springleaf drums, which we could use to tap the... We have other ways of tapping the Flood Pitch Drowner, but just attacking doesn't do it. I think we want exercise, actually, for those stupid enduring things. I think we'll cut Harbinger of the Tides. I mean, exercise actually only is good against enduring curiosity. Maybe we just bring in one. Let's bring in our No More Lies. At least one more No More Lies. One more lie. I think we'll go down to one Attuma. Just keep it low. Try this. All right, we can keep this. Get on a tap land. Spyglass Siren. Pass. They explore, revealing another Spyglass Siren, which they've been. Alright, we will Flood Pitch Drowner. There's Siren. Cecil. Alright, let's Flood Pitch the Cecil. And attack. Alright, let's go for Attuma. No Cavern of Souls, so if they still have counters... They have counters? They have counters still? We'll take 4. Opponent takes 2. No Kaido. There's the Cavern of Souls. Okay, let's attack. I think we'll just pass? Or do we play our Meanders Guide? We'll play our Meanders Guide. Uncounterably. Kaido.
Slim chances just make victory that much sweeter. I've got them pinned. Press the attack.
Alright, we could draw a Mind Spring Merfolk. I think we just want to Tishana's Kaido. So we'll cast our Mind Spring Merfolk and we'll pass. Of course, they could have a Tishana's or an Essence Scatter. We don't have Cavern of Souls up. We'll take 3. Tishana's that. They have a Tishana's, of course.
My eyes are as sharp as my sword.
And they have the removal spell for the Mind String. They just drown her, so we can X equals 4? I think we'll X equals 4. Just draw 4 cards. Maybe I should have done 3 so that we had mana available still. I think we're passing this turn. There's Kaido. And we're just gonna take it, I guess.
Information is its own weapon.
Cavern Bat. Takes restoration magic. Okay, so they have removal spells. Probably should have left up 1 more land last turn. Alright, let's Deeproot Pilgrimage. Let's cast our Lord, uncounterable. So, how do we want to attack here? So clearly they're going to kill our Lord. That's 100% their plan. Do we attack Kaido at all or just go face, I wonder? I think we'll attack Kaido, attack face. Yeah, we'll attack like so. Again, our dude's not getting tapped. So not creating tokens. Okay, they're gonna trade for Cecil and lose 2 dudes. Okay. They go down to 6. Let's Springleaf Drum. Play our Trapper. Pass. We can untap our Tidebinder. attacking with the bat. Okay, they're scared.
I've got you beat 6 different ways.
Sweeper. Yep, the Black Sun. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Everything dies. I get back my restoration magic. No more lies. Hit ya. Hit Kaido, I guess. Get rid of it.
This place needs more hospitality.
Explore. Leander's Guide? Yeah, we'll keep that. Alright, let's play our Meander's Guide. Uncounterable. And we'll pass. Blood Pit's Drowner. Okay. In response to that, we'll just tap it and make a dork. Maybe I should have restoration magic there, because it does get the stun counter, but this way we save our restoration magic. Tishana's Tidebinder. I think we'll just counter that. Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, they're gonna shuffle away our dude in response. Sure. Can we draw in Merfolk, please? There we go, that's a good one. Let's attack with both our dudes. Make a map. They block with the bat. Let's explore onto our hexproof token. Leander's Guide, we'll keep that on top. Untap our hexproof token. Black Sun, X equals 2. Okay. Opponent has the removal. In case you doubted it. Play our Meander's Guide. Activate our Anchorage. Attack. Sure. We'll just explore onto our Meander's Guide. Make a token. Eclipse Marrow, we'll leave that on top. Kaido.
I love a dramatic entrance.
Gonna stun my Meanders guide.
Control the fight.
Alright,
Control the
I think we
outcome.
got him now. Tidebinder. Tidebinding my anchorage. Alright, we'll cast our Marrow. Can't be countered. We'll get a Flood Pit's Drowner. Shoot the Sheriff on our Marrow. Oh, I'm so dumb. I needed to use my Springleaf Drum in response. I lost out on a token this way. Sure, we'll go ahead and just Drowner the Tidebinder. They can attack for 7. They're totally tapped out, though.
Information is its own weapon.
Okay, now we have them because they're totally tapped out. Good game, it says. Good game. What a grind. All right, we did get there against Demir mid-range. Phew. That was close. Mistakes were made, but in the end, the fish were fishy enough. Ducky Mang, the Brilliant, will be our next opponent with some marvelous Merfolk in Standard. Yeah, we have a 1-drop. We've got a Springleaf Drum. We can keep this. Cavern naming Merfolk. Ambitious Augmenter. Okay, this is some kind of like combo-y deck, I think. I think we offer a trade. Because this thing's going to become like an actual threat. Opponent does not accept the trade. Alright, we'll go tap land and drum. Geometers, Arthropod. Increment. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power, just put up the counter on it. Whenever you cast a spell with X and its mana cost, look at the top X cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, the rest in the bottom. Okay. I could just play Namor, I guess. He'd be a 2/4. Yeah, okay. We'll pass. I don't like the art for him. Admiral, kind of. Mockingbird on Badgermole Cub. Deeproot Pilgrimage. Play that on Merfolk. Play Play Pilgrimage, which does make a weenie. We'll attack with Namor, make another weenie. Lead them for 4. They just have such an absurd amount of mana. I probably just need to kill one of these Badger Mole Cubs. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana at least. Yeah, I think I just need to do it. They had more than... They had like 7 mana at least. We might still just die. Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 6 mana. Opponent just passes. Okay, we'll tap down one of your guys. So we get to make a token. Increase Namor's power. Another Deeproot Pilgrimage is sweet. We'll just attack with Namor. Make some tokens. One Shitong. Well, we'll tap Wan Chi-Tong in response. Make some tokens. Hit him for 8. Opponent attacks, yep. Okay, they're at 4. We'll... tap target creature and opponent controls. Create a token that's a copy of target Merfolk. Or just draw a card. We'll just draw a card. Draw a card, we'll tap one Chi-Tong. We'll just attack with everything. Another Wan Chi-Tong. I think this is still a lethal attack, though. Because that has to block Namor. Yep, that's still 6 tokens getting in. GG. So... Wan Chi-Tong plus... I think Tishana's is going to be good. They're a Badger Mole Cub deck. I don't know, like exercise and no more lies I could see. Disdainful stroke, possibly. Let's cut Meander's Guide. Attuma. Adept Watershaper. And Spell Pierce. Let's try this. This is a one-lander. We do have Springleaf Drum. We're on the draw. Oh, we've got Deeproot Pilgrimage. Man, if we find land number 2, this hand could be really good. I'm gonna keep it. We're on the draw. Okay, I mean, a Merfolk that we can cast is good, actually. Drawing a land for turn 2 would be amazing. Okay, it's a tap land. We'll take it, though. They are drum. Opponent counters. Take 2. Alright, I'm gonna go for Deeproot Pilgrimage. It could get countered. We have another counter. Well, they don't get any value off it this time. Well, let's go for our Lord. Has all the counters this game. Okay. Well, they're not growing their dude. That's good. How about an untapped land? That would be pretty good. Alright, let's go for Springleaf Drum. I think we'll go for the Harbinger of Tides. Bounce this thing. Attack. One Qitong. Eh, kind of walked right into that one. Okay, sure. Mockingbird on that thing. Mind into matter. Badger Mole Cub. Sure, we'll just command. Tap a creature, stun it, create a token that's a copy. Bounce that earthbended land. Attack with our dude. We trade, okay. Get a 1/1. Well, we're in pretty bad shape here. Let's do Pilgrimage. Let's attack. Opponent takes it. Quandrix's Charm to destroy our Deeproot Pilgrimage. I think that's okay. triple Quandrix Charm. Okay. And then their upkeep, we'll go for the Drowner. Tap down one Chitong. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Doesn't... I guess they can name Flood Pit's Drowner so that I can't reshuffle the one Chitong. Disdainful Stroke. Attack. There's our Drowner. Attuma. And then we're just dead to their attacks. Alright. Well, that triple Quandrix Charm to really stymie us in the early game. I guess we'll go for Spell Pierce again. And anything else? I don't know. I think we're probably okay. We just want to be aggro. Adept Watershaper is kind of bigger than what they're doing, with the exception of one Chitong. Where's our Cavern of Souls? I'll cut one Pilgrimage since they're so heavy on the Quandrix Charms. Maybe one Springleaf Drum as well. Let's try this. Okay, well, we've got some counter spells. We don't have any creatures until Sub-Mariner. We got a Cavern of Souls, though. I'm going to keep. Gene Polluter. Land. Ambitious Augmenter. Merfolk. Alright, we'll go for Sub-Mariner. Just a 1/4. Command doesn't really do much. Doesn't do anything, actually. I'll just hold up my interaction. Wen Shi Tong. Alright, we'll counter it. Make a token. Tishana's. Okay. I could go for 6 command. If they have, like, a Quandrix Charm, we get countered. It's not the end of the world, really. Or I could just hold up a Tishana's Tidebinder. I think that's probably better, actually. Let's just attack. For 2. Another one, Shitong. So we'll Tishana that ability, that trigger. Get another Merfolk on the battlefield. Petrified hamlets. Gold vein hydra. So when this thing dies, they get a 3/3. Yeah, I think we'll just kill this. We could block their Hydra as well. That gives them like infinite mana for next turn. We'll just take this. We can stun the Hydra. Badger Mole Cub. They mill it. Alright, they have another Gold Vein Hydra on top. Attuma's pretty good, potentially. I also need to not die to this Gold Vein Hydra. I think I like Attuma. Attack like so. Draw a card. Get in for 5. Another huge Hydra. Mockingbird. Copying that thing. Okay. These things have vigilance too. Jeez. Why are these things so good? Do we need to block any of those? I guess we should block one. Abandoned Air Temple. We had to lose our Tishanas to do that. Let's Sig's command. Tap a creature. Give my stuff lifelink. My creatures get lifelink. This thing gets tapped and stunned. I make a dude. I'll just attack for 5. Draw a card. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's hit that thing. Mockingbird. Draws 2 cards. Another Gold Vein Hydra. They attack like so. I mean, sure, we'll take it. And I think we're dead. We can abandon Air Temple, our team, and swing for a bunch, but they have adequate blockers. Then we just really have nothing for the backswing. We got nothing else. We certainly should attack and draw a card with one of our tokens, right? Mindspring Merfolk. Yeah, they can use that. Quandrix Charm. Well, we actually can Spell Pierce that. And get a token out of it, too. Sorcerer Spyglass, gonna name Mindspring Merfolk. They've drawn so many cards with these guys. Look at the top X cards, put one of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom. Alright, good enough for me. They've got us. They're again like scrying X equals whatever and drawing 2 cards off that, and there's just no way we're getting through their defenses. /9160 the Ambitious will be our next opponent. Some marvelous Merfolk. Boy, we've had some grinders so far. We're supposed to be an aggro deck. We're not supposed to get into these long, grindy matches. Undercity Sewers, this could be Dimir Midrange or Excruciator. We'll just Cavern of Souls. Play 1 drop. Alright, let's go for a Deeproot Pilgrimage. Attack, make a dude. Baron Helmet Zemo. Whenever you cast a black spell from your hand, he connives, boast, exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols. Copy those exiled cards. Okay. It's a very Timmy sort of dude. I think we'll just... Oh, I didn't play a white source there. I can't get lost him. Play Springleaf Drum. attack that guy. We're just making tokens here. We're not actually doing anything useful. I sequenced that turn all wrong. I probably should have get lost the Baron. Okay, they're gonna Day of Black Sun. Alright, let's play this guy. Let's just get lost. Get that out of here. Deceit. Going for Thoughtseize mode. Yeah, so they're at Excruciator. Bitter Triumph. Alright, we'll make a dude. So drawing a counterspell would be pretty good here. And an Air Temple. Guess that's what we're doing. Got nothing else. Excruciator. Requiting Hex. Okay. We'll make a token and then activate our temple. So they're gonna mill us out because they get to attack here, even though we do get to block and kill their reef. I don't think we have anything. We have one card left in our library, so we're dead. Okay, Excruciator. So rest in peace. Disdainful Stroke. No More Lies. Crystal Barricade, Exercise, Restoration Magic, Tishana's. This is all stuff that could be good. We cut the Meanders because we're bringing in Rest in Peace. 11 cuts. Yeah, I guess we're just shaving everything that's not a sideboard card. Everything that's not a sideboard card gets cut a bit. 2 more cuts. Maybe Submariner plus Harbinger of Tides. Let's try this. Okay, Crystal Barricade's good. I think we can keep this. Can Merfolk play our 1-drop? Alright, play Crystal Barricade and attack. No more thought seizing us. Can't target us with anything until the crystal barricade's gone. Alright. Just attack. Requiting Hex, sure. Overlord. Yep. Alright. They are Drowner. Can't be countered. Can be Requiting Hex. Attack with Drowner. Requiting Hex. Yep. Go. They have a Cavern of Souls. So I can't even Disdainful Stroke their Cavero now. Great. That was such a sick rip for them. So we need to kill this or we're dead. They actually don't have a Restless Reef they can activate. So maybe we're okay. It's only a 4/4. Day of Black Sun X equals 2. Well, you can counter that. They really, really wanted to seed us. Deepchannel Duelist. Merfolk. Yeah, we'll play him. There's really no reason to play him. It's just a matter of, like, do they draw a way to get us? Another Day of Black Sun. Actually, we might have this. I think we actually have this. They are out of cards. We still have 3 cards left in our library. I think we got him good with this crystal barricade. They're trying to deceive us. All right, got him. And, you know, I think we want, like, our cheap stuff, right? I don't think we want to board out that stuff. We want our cheap attackers. Board out our, like, more expensive stuff. Six command. Keep a couple of Attumas. Marrows, a little small. Restless Reefs. Let's cut a couple of Mindspring Merfolk. Let's try this. Okay, we got Rest in Peace. That's great. We'll keep. If we can resolve it. Overlord? Okay. We get off one Overlord. Pretty good one, but Rest in Peace is going to shut it down. Alright. Merfolk. Let's play our dude. It dies. Gonna triumph, discarding the card. Baron. Alright, we'll play this. Wanderbrine Trapper. Stop on your upkeep. Uncounterable Flood Pitch Drowner. Another Overlord. But we still have Rest in Peace. Disdainful Stroke, that's a good one. I think we'll get an attack with our Anchorage while we can. Oh, we can't. We don't have the mana to do it. Okay, so we'll just attack for 4. Pass. Alright, they have a Hex for our Trapper. Deceit is gonna Thought Seize us. We can counter it, apparently. Alright. So let's Flood Pits down this Overlord. Draw a Lord. That's pretty good. They are Lord. Attack like so. Stop on your upkeep. Okay, this is their upkeep, right? Let it down your dude. No more lies. Someone's dead. Alright. Getting there against the Excruciator deck. Whew. Go Merfolk. And Ryu will be our next opponent with some marvelous Merfolk. Will be on the play. Hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. The opponent's on a mold of 4. That should help us. They are Mind Spring. We'll attack. Sonar Unfinished Genius. I don't think we want that to table. Let's counter. Springleaf drum. Merfolk. Play our Eclipsed Marrow. We'll grab a Lord. Wanderbrine. Okay. We're gonna shock. Play our Lord. Attack for 5. Play Springleaf drum. Opponent consults. Okay. So they a control deck? Like a 4 or 5 color control deck? Could be. We'll play our Brine. Briny buddy. There's Samar again. It's a 0-4, We could tap it. I think I want to just 1, 2, 3. Let's go X equals 3 on this, actually. Yeah, we'll just do that. Counter everything up. Attack like so. They just take it and go to 5. And they scoop. Okay. Well, good thing to know. We can win on a when our opponent mults to 4. I have to think Crystal Barricade's gonna be good. There's some kind of spelly type deck. Restoration Magic and Meander's Guide are probably going to be good. We'll cut Attuma, Namor, Harbinger of Tides, and 1/6 command. Let's try this. Okay, our mana's a little clunky. We do have a Spell Pierce and a Deeproot Pilgrimage. We don't have cheap creatures. I'm gonna keep, though. Alright, Adept Watershaper might be good. We'll just pass. It might just be a control deck. They have creatures, though. Okay, tablet. Well, we'll definitely counter that. Let's play our Eclipsed Marrow. We'll grab Attuma. Consulting. Alright, Cavern of Souls is good. So, they have a sweeper. I think we'll just play the Adept Watershaper here. So if they sweep, they actually don't kill the Eclipsed Marrow. Burst Lightning kicked on our Watershaper. Okay. Sure, we'll go for Attuma. Can't be countered. attack, draw a card. Opponent passes. Deeproot Pilgrimage. The counter. We'll pay for the counter. Counter again. Okay. Sure. You draw a card. We'll hold on to this, because they're probably going to sweep right now. So they have Jeskai Revelation mana. Yep. Merfolk. Play this guy. We'll get one of those guys. Play this guy. Pass. Cavern of Souls. I'll take it. So they're just a control deck. So, we can't kill them here, I don't think. Well, they're a lord. I think we'll shock. We'll attack. Play this Meander's Guide. Untap. So this can't actually shut down Cavern of Souls because it's a mana ability. Inevitable defeat, yep. Okay, Cavern of Souls. Merfolk. Let's go for practiced offense. No more lies. We'll pay for it. Give that thing double strike. Okay. We'll attack just with this guy. We'll flashback Adept Watershaper. They double block. It's indestructible. And I think we pass. I don't know if we can beat, like, 2 or 3 more Jeskai Revelations. We just gotta hope they don't have it, I guess. Well, they have at least one more. Take 3. Again, I don't know if we can beat several tablets of discovery. Play this guy. Play this guy. We can play this guy. We'll practice offense. We'll give this guy a lifelink, I think. He's just gonna get chump blocked. Yeah, let's bring our Adept Watershaper back onto the battlefield. Oh, I should have tapped down Attuma. Alright, we gained 6. We got a big board. Improvisation capstone. I mean, that doesn't kill us right now. Inevitable defeat. Kills the Watershaper. Northwind Avatar. Drawn no more lies. I think we're just countering up our team. Do we want to tap any of their guys down? We can tap down the Northwind Avatar. Probably should do that, I guess. Yeah, we don't want any of our guys to die. So we'll tap like that. And attack. And draw a card. And get stuff back from our graveyard. Okay, was that sufficient? Oh, opponent's bored. Opponent's bored by our deck. I'm so sorry. You're extremely creative. 4-color or 5-color control deck. Seer. Gonna hit our Trapper. Stock up. Yep. Mistries Village. Ultima. Okay. Well, I guess we'll attack with our Anchorage. Opponent consults. I think we'll counter that. Oh, they can pay. Darn it. Well, we can attack. Let's explore onto our Anchorage. A Flood Pit's Drowner? Sure, we'll keep a Flood Pit's Drowner. Just Guy Revelation. Alright. I think we can scoop at this point. 3 Just Guy Revelations plus infinite capstones is enough, it turns out. But we know what we're up against now. So let's definitely get a Null and Disdainful Stroke. And no more lies. I don't think we want to bring in Exercise. So we'll just go small as we can. Cut 6 command. Probably Get Lost. We can cut maybe a Flood Pit's Drowner or 2. Let's try this. I don't know if we can keep this. We don't have any creatures until turn 3. This is just way too slow. Mulligan. Alright, this is much better. We have, like, actual creatures we can keep, and a Null is good. We'll bottom 1 of these Caverns of Souls, probably. Alright, get in. Play another dude. Play a land. Attack with our dudes. Play a land. Counter the tablets. Oh, Deeproot Pilgrimage is good. Let's attack. Make a dude. Stock up. Yep. Spell Pierce, that's a good one. Make a dude, get in there. Inevitable defeat on my thing. Okay. Opponent scoops it up. Alright, we are just aggro enough to get in under the control deck with the help from some Null. Because otherwise we would have been toast. GG's. Paella? Crafty? Paella? Maybe I'm just thinking about Paella. It's our final opponent. We're on the play. Some marvelous Merfolk. I don't think we can keep a hand with 0 creatures. We'll mulligan. Alright, well, at least we have creatures, so... bottom one of these caverns, probably. Alright, I think we'll play our Trapper. It dies. Okay, we'll play Cavern on Merfolk. Play Namor. Opponents just like kill everything Sultai from the looks. Well, our hand of land is not going to help us too much with that. They're only Golgari, actually. They don't have blue mana as of yet. They are going to kill everything, though, I believe. Emeritus of Woe. Alright. They are Lord. Attack like so. Pass. Ancient Cornucopia. Yep, they're just big control. Withering Curse. Gonna kill everything. Well, they lose their demonic tutor at least. Alright, let's play Attuma. Another Cornucopia. Into another Withering Curse. And we'll just attack with our anchorage, I guess. Emeritus of Abundance. Regrowth, Requiting Hex. Alright, let's fire up our anchorage. And attack. Yeah, they can pay for no more lives with their cornucopias. You know, I just don't feel like playing this out. They're going to continue regrowing all their removal and stuff. They've got us down to 0 cards, 2 cornucopias on the battlefield. We're not coming back from that. Let's get the annuls. Let's get the no more lives. I guess we want Rest in Peace, which means that we aren't using Meanders, but we are using Crystal Barricades. Or rather, Restoration Magic. Do we want Crystal Barricades? Disdainful Stroke doesn't actually stop the Withering Curses, but they're going to have bigger stuff too. Let's get Tishana's. Maybe just like this. Try to keep it aggro. 1, 2, 3. I want the Disdainful Strokes. Yeah, we're just going to shave our main board plan to bring in more control-y stuff, which I think actually is the way to go against them, because they have even more removal in their deck than the 4-color control deck does, I think, or similar. We need to disrupt their game plan. Trapper, let's try this. Okay. Cavern of Souls help us cast our Merfolk. It doesn't help us with our counter spells, though. Oh man, this is sketchy as heck. A no would be great if we could be sure that we draw blue mana. I'm gonna keep. We can draw a blue source. I have faith. Blue mana, please. Thank you. Alright. Let us attack. Pass. Witherbloom Curse. That's fine. Alright, let's run out our Drowner. Land. Attack. Bitter Triumph. Well, this is the only creature we've got for now, so I would like to keep it around. Delian Fell. Springleaf Drum. Sure, we'll cast a Springleaf Drum. Cornucopia. Attuma. Attack, draw a card. Mindspring Merfolk. I think we don't play into a sweeper. Destroy up to one target thing, yep. And then each opponent loses 2 life, and then it becomes... that's gonna happen 2 turns in a row. 2 life, okay. Okay, our Mindspring Merfolk. Tap land. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Get lost. Okay, I think we'll X equals 2 this Merfolk. Okay, Cavern of Souls. So they can eat 1, 2... They have 2 targets in the graveyard to eat. I think we just play our creatures and pass. Yep, they can get up to a 4/4. Cornucopia. Yep. Okay, we are going to get lost Galactus, because we're going to have to do that. Deeproot Pilgrimage. That's pretty good. So they can activate their cottage. I can tap down this guy, the ooze, attack with my dude. I think I'm just passing. Waiting till next turn. Now let's attack. Let's attack. Oh, dude. The Flood Pit's Drowner doesn't tap to attack. Okay. Sure, this is gonna be fine, actually. Okay. We'll kill the scavenging ooze. Withering Curse. Alright, deck, come on. Need some love here. Flood Pit's Drowner, that's good. They have a cornucopia on top, they mill. Unholy Annex. Alright, let's Drowner. Make a token. I have to tap this. I can't shuffle away the cottage. It is going to be stunned, though. Practiced offense. Ooh, do I win the game? Six. I think I do win the game here. Yeah. We'll give that double strike. And we'll flash it back. And we'll give that double strike. I think that's lethal. Okay. Okay, so they're Unholy Annex. We want Exercise. For sure. I think we'll cut a Get Lost because we're bringing in 2 Exercise. Let's keep our cheaper guys in. We'll go down to just 1 Attuma. Cut Namor. Let's try this. No counter spells. We got Springleaf Drum and Deeproot Pilgrimage. We'll try this. I don't know. Pretty scared without counter spells, honestly. I think we probably didn't need to shock to do this, but let's play our Springleaf Drum. Let's get it down. Cavern of Souls. Okay, Merfolk, sure. Get our Lord. He dies immediately. Burdock Core. Alright. I mean, Unholy Annex. And we're pretty screwed. Play a Pilgrimage. Cornucopia. Witherbloom Charm. Destroy the Pilgrimage. Okay. Play a Pilgrimage. More Cornucopias. Unholy Annex. Well, we don't have the counter, so that probably means we lose. Let's draw Exercise. No, Rest in Peace. Alright, let's Rest in Peace. More Unholy Annexes. Well, we're definitely going to lose if we don't draw any way to interact with Unholy Annex. For dot core, yep. It's going to flip. Annul. Late. Flood Pit's Drowner. Yeah, I can, like, eventually shuffle that away. I'm just gonna die to these annexes. They have a third Unholy Annex, so we can counter that. Tap down there. Even. It doesn't matter because they have the Furdok cores, so you make a dude. And we lose to Unholy Annex. Boo. So lame, dude. Alright, our final record with Marvelous Merfolk was a 3-2, which is, honestly, it's pretty good for like a really off-meta aggro deck. We lost to Unholy Annex, which is, it's like the new Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You just can't, you can't have enough answers to that card. Maybe this deck should be running like some Cease Desist in its graveyard, in its sideboard or something. Like, just like 2 annuls. I don't know, like, you saw in that last game, your opponent just resolves like 2 of those with Furdok cores, you just lose. So, I think we really need to start boarding hard against that card. And it's the new Fable of the Mirror Breaker, basically, is what it comes down to. Overall, though, I think the deck is pretty cool. I think we got some good wins. We did win against, like, 4 or 5 color control, which is a difficult matchup for decks like ours. We won because we had Annulled to counter their tablets. Yeah, the thing about this a deck like this, though, like, Standard is just all about, it's either doing the busted thing or creating if you're going creature heavy and like aggro, you have to create like an insurmountable board state very early, and pretty much you do that with Badger Mole Cub. So like this deck, it isn't doing anything particularly busted. Those are like the primary 2 ways that you win in Standard. I think my point is that we are past an era where just trying to eke out an incremental advantage and build a fair board of creatures turn after turn is not a very good strategy. Really, the decks that win the most are the decks that either do the busted thing, like against 4 color control. If they get to the point where they're resolving Jeskai Revelations, it's pretty hard to beat that deck. They're going to resolve, if they resolve 1, they're going to resolve 2 or 3, and like you just can't beat 2 or 3 Jeskai Revelations. Or if you're playing against a Badger Mole Cub deck, like the Landfall deck, if they their Badger Mole Cub goes unanswered and they're able to get down like a Earthbender's Ascension, a Harmonizer, even like a freaking World Wagon or an Ouroboros turn 3, then they're just going to win that game 90% of the time because they have created an overwhelming board state very early in the game. So in a world where those are the 2 ways decks are winning, a strategy like ours that's just trying to play a fair game and like eventually beat down with some Merfolk is we're just fundamentally at a disadvantage in this format, I think. But given that, with all that said, I think the deck is still pretty fun, and it can get some wins, as we demonstrated. It's way grindier than I thought, but really, truth be told, the reason why we got a lot of our wins is because we have a lot of counters in our sideboard, so I think we need more help against Unholy Annex. Most decks do. Other than that, I don't know. I think the deck's cool. Namor probably doesn't belong in the deck, although he was good in one game. his abilities just work really contrary to each other. I think we're more interested in like just going wider with more Merfolk. But overall, I think the deck's pretty fun. It can get some wins. The Merfolk cards are good. If the format were a little slower and a little fairer, the deck would be legit a lot better than it is. As it is, though, like as we demonstrated, you can get some good wins, some hard-fought wins against the real players in Standard. But probably you're not favored in most matchups against the meta decks. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Marvelous Merfolk in Standard. If you did and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. There's a link to the Twitch in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Catch you in the next one. Have a good night.